Are y'all ready? Let's get into the spirit right here on the Remix Morning Show. Now, this is Black Power Media, and I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And listen, we got a great show for y'all, but let's introduce our host. We got no other than Dr. Jerry Boom.
And that's all.
That's all, folks. That's all, folks.
What's up, Ear Doctor? What's up, Remixers? What's up, world? What's up? What's good? What's good?
Hey, we here.
Happy to hold it down until the crew gets here.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going straight to the ghetto. Big up to James Brown on that one right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, little later, I'm gonna get into my top 3 Christmas songs. Yeah, I'll let y'all marinate on that. Speaking of, what's your usual procedure of this holiday coming up? Because you know, certain people like me, for instance, I don't really celebrate Christmas, but always at the end of the year give my kids gifts because I'm like, yo, you had a great year, you did good in school. Let me give you a couple gifts. I don't put it under no Christmas tree. I don't wrap shit. I just be like, here you go. And I go and eat people food if they invite me. So
oh, no doubt. Let's not get too crazy. I'm not righteous enough to be turning down food.
Exactly.
But so what it has become for me is, first of all, follow instructions. My wife is not a super religious practicing Catholic, but she is a Catholic.
Oh, wow.
And she likes Christmas. Yeah. She likes
took it
Christmas.
to the top level from Catholic to atheist.
Yeah. Oh no, it's wild. Oh no, but it's not just that. But in the family it's a variety of levels of practicing Christians, and but Buddhists.
Oh wow.
There are, and I'm not going to snitch on them, but there are quiet atheists. There is a whole quiet atheist community, like in the closet atheist community. That don't like to get into it. They don't like to get because they don't want to have to deal with the questions and the conflict, or they don't want to have to defend or explain it, or they just quietly atheist. Mm-hmm. I'm a little more aggressive with my version of atheism, and there are versions, I think at least. But what I end up doing is follow instructions. So we usually have some kind of tree, and we have lights on the house, and there's a little neighborhood competition. Oh, wow. Quiet is kept. This is big. This is like
Hickory Ridge.
Oh yeah. And my wife, this is my wife's favorite time of year, so she likes the whole thing. So I just follow along. I do get gifts and wrap gifts.
Hold up, you're on the board now, so you got to help decorate the neighborhood. Is that part of it?
No, that's not how it. No. I don't have to do all of that.
You ain't got to go door to door and sing Christmas
carols. No. Let's not get crazy. We do matching. We get the annual matching pajamas for the family picture. So we get so it's and then I just do my thing. We have conversations. We talk about with my daughters in particular. They know very well about my what I think I understand about the African origins of all of this and how I interpret all of this. We get into all of those kinds of things.
Do tell a little bit of that, the African origins, but continue.
Well, I mean, we talk, we've everything from Diop to Finch to Theophile Obenga to, for the early parts of their lives on the wall in the first room that my daughters lived in, they grew up with the laws of Ma'at on the wall, and so they've been exposed to and we've read a couple things, watched a couple things, and just talk about the short version is, as I understand it, human beings began to recognize patterns in the celestial heavens, and ascribed stories and attributes and what is it, zoomorphologies giving animal attributes to the stars and all of this. And out of that came all of the stories that he became Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And all of those stories have, as I understand it, foundations in what are astrological, mathematical, I shouldn't say astrological, astronomical, musical notations and philosophies have been made into literal stories and turned into politicized religion and so on and so forth. So we talk in a little more organized and better way than I'm doing it here about those kinds of things.
I can see your daughters right now like, okay, Dad, can we go open our presents now?
Oh, no question. Oh, no. Yeah, no question. It's all in bits and pieces here and there on the way to this. They're all, I mean, it's all. Now, this year, none of that's happening because there's going to be some travel and some thises and that's. But so I end up doing what this year, I think I get to do more of what I traditionally like to do around here is just hermit up. And
me too. Me and the dog.
Nothing.
You
me
too, right?
Dog.
You got me
and
and
Roberto.
the dog. Listen, we
gonna
are
be
chilling.
Yep. It's gonna be. Yep.
I grew up. My parents was Baptist. We was like the first part of the first family of the church since my mom.
Oh wow.
My mom's sister was married to the pastor Willie James.
Oh
Sanders,
wow.
Friendship
Oh
Baptist
wow.
Church. Oh yeah, we used to be in church every Sunday.
Right on.
But the thing is, man, I just remember it's like this whole time is like a feeling, and I think people are nostalgic to this feeling, like being able to, depending on your situation, you know what I mean, and what happened during this time. But it was the feeling of getting up early, running, going under the Christmas tree, getting those new Atari cartridges. Because that's all I wanted. All I wanted was video games every year, new video games,
Atari,
a He-Man set or whatever like that, and Castle Grayskull, and I was good. And that was pretty much it. Other than that, you went over people, you got dressed up, went over people's house, and ate, and then you went back home and played your video games. So that was what Christmas was for me. For all the years. And then afterwards, once I got my own family, got married and stuff like that, I was like, why are we going to have a Christmas tree in this house? So the thing is with my ex-wife is her mom lived down the street and her mom celebrated. So she would have the Christmas tree over there, presents over there. So in the morning time, we eat breakfast and then she'd be like, well, I'm going over to my mom's. And they do the whole Christmas thing. So I always had the option of being like, I'm going to chill, or I go over there and just go start watching football, basketball, whatever game is on. So that's pretty much how it has been now since I'm no longer married and stuff like that. Now I just get to chill and do whatever, and it's great.
I would do absolutely nothing if it was not for my wife and family. And I call it, that's what I call, I forgot when you were talking, I refer to the tree as the imperial bush. I'm like, you can get the imperial bush this year again, and all that. Like I'm, but happy wife, happy life, and I do like to see how happy she gets, with the whole seasonal whatever. So
and now you don't have to go to the malls. You can order everything on Amazon. It is so wild now. It's like, I did all the shopping already. It's like people be like, I did all the shopping already. Like. What was it? The day after Black Friday or whatever. They do all their shopping and be like, I'm good for it. So but I remember the lines
and
going to the
Cyber
mall.
Monday. Yeah, and all the fights and all the stuff like that. I mean,
trying to park. Oh, it was too much.
But one of my earliest childhood memories of this time, and Christmas Day in particular, was for a few years at least, there was a tradition of open your presents and then go outside and play football. That was like we would a group of us would all like you wait and everybody open their presents and everybody get on the phone. You're like, thanks, ma, thank you, appreciate it, and then we would be out.
Even if you get a new bike, you go out that bitch with your new bike.
That's right, and ride the bike to the thing and get and play all of that. And I remember I wanted, and Jay-Z ended up I remember years ago he had a verse in one of his things where he talked about having a green machine, going from a green machine to a green 5.
wanted one so
I always
bad.
wanted the green machine. I always understood it to be that level of poor beneath that. So I got the basic big wheel. And I remember my neighbor got the green machine. He
The
was a
red
couple
and
years.
yellow one. You had the red and yellow bicycle?
I had a red and yellow, and I feel like there
Yes.
was some blue on there somewhere.
Yes,
too,
it was.
but
Red, yellow, and blue.
and he got the green machine, and I remember vividly sitting out in front of the apartment building where we lived at and looking at him mad. Yeah, exactly like that. Looking mad, kind of being mad at my mother a little bit. Like, this is fucked up. Like, this is like the difference is too immediate. You know, like as soon as I got outside, he was on that green machine. I remember that thing looked fly. The way it moved was different, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, that
I was
like
a little bit bad. Yeah,
That was going over my cousin's house, seeing all this. You know, the pastor's daughter, and she gets like mad presents from her, from the family, the churches, everybody, and I'm like, God damn. But yeah, I can't complain, man. I can't.
No, I
complain.
can't either. But no question. But that was the only problem that I had with growing up out here in Columbia is that the way it's set up is that the class divisions are too close to one another. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to go far to see people who got way more than I got, and it would be like a stark reminder or an early developing reminder. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like.
So
you go to somebody, you like.
So now coming of conscious at a certain age within my 20s and stuff like that, understanding all this, I just see how many people stress out this time of year. How many people are just like, oh my God, I gotta do this. I gotta save. I'm gonna be broke as hell, but I gotta make my family happy. And it's just like, God damn, this
depression levels go up. Yep.
Yeah, you really see capitalism at its highest form right now. It's like, yo, people are stressed out trying to make sure they fit into this whole Christmas thing, and it's like, man, and I'm over here chilling with me and the dog. We chilling like chilling. I ain't spending no money. Like I said, I just got my kids some for the end of the year, and I'm good. And I look at everybody else. I'm like, God damn, folks.
Oh no, I'm spending a lot of money. This staycation is turning out to be expensive.
How was that?
Because I got to chip in for I'm helping cover the cost of the travel, and I'm still getting gifts, and you know I gotta earn this break. You know, so it's.
Damn, I do gotta give my kids some money to go. Damn, I still gotta. Oh fuck. You can't even get away from it, but if you want to get away from this shit, man, you still got to give your kids money to buy shit for everybody else because they broke asses. They like our best friends that's broke.
Yeah, so, but, you know, I see some of the folks in the chat. We got a couple people. I think Kim is going to be on her way. We do have a couple of stories we can get to, and we are going to sort of set you up for the rest of the day in our BPM Remix Morning Show break, annual break. And later today at 1:00, if you all can come on back, we're going to have a nice little round table about Andor and the series Andor. And it's going to be a powerhouse panel. It's going to feature Ricky Ryan. It's going to feature Dr. Todd Stephen Burrows, and it's going to feature Dr. Orasami Burton. And there's going to be some overlap in this discussion of, I don't know how many people or if it impacted others the same way as it did me. Ricky dropped a pretty heavy question yesterday that I straight up wasn't ready to answer. I'm still not, but I have been trying to go back and reread Burton's book and rewatch the series and see if I can construct some sort of supplemental contribution to the conversation. But
you got till 1:00, so
yeah, true. I got a little bit of time.
Big up to new members right here.
Oh, right
David,
on. Welcome.
Gillespie.
Yeah, it looks like Gillespie.
I'll let you take this next name.
Oh, that's Tonda Sizwe Chimaranga. That's our own Tonda Sizwe. How is it she's just now becoming a member? The host of Root Work.
That's right. Now let me break this to the syllables again. Tonda Sizwe.
Oh, well, this is
Chimaranga.
Wait, this is Tandiwe Chimaranga. So this is maybe not Tandasizwe.
It's not.
I got to get my bifocals together.
Don't worry, I got you.
Tandiwe
Chimaranga.
Chimaranga.
Yeah, okay.
So welcome.
Yeah, big up. We in the building. We are in the building.
Now, where else can you go and get an ear doctor, a Vernon philosopher, a Tandasizwe, and a Tandiwe? Come on now.
I'm wondering. I'm asking.
I mean, look at the eclectic blackness and Africanness that you get around here. Stop playing with us.
All right. Well, I'm sending the link. I sent. Okay, that's Kim
pretty crazy.
That's Kim not being able to read her emails. So she'll be on in a second.
Wow.
What we could do right now is we could take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more hosts, more news, more of this, more of that, right here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Army with harmony. Jersey! Big up to Naughty by Nature, also known as True Styles. You know what I'm saying? Before that. All right, big up everybody tuning in right here, right now. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And please, if you are just stepping in here, we got 261 people watching live. Hit that like button. You new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And also, go to patreon.com and get a membership over there so you can see some things that you would not see over here. So, let's get to it right here, right now. I was like, let me do an artist spotlight. I ain't did one of those in a minute, did I? I might have not, but we here anyway, so let's go ahead and get to it. Damn, I ain't had a song pulled up. I'm so busy yapping. But I got you. Damn, I ain't got it. All right, well, anyway, let's talk about a sister that came out a while back and stepped onto the scene like ba-boom. Let's talk about Tracy Spencer. Y'all remember this girl right here? Tender kisses. Yeah. Anyway, Tracy Monique Spencer. She was a singer-songwriter. She first came out around 1987. 11 years old. She was in the Star Search competition. Came out and won. You know, she did her thing. Right after that, at that young age, she got signed with Capitol Records. She was actually the youngest artist to do it. And she came out with her R&B pop single, Symptoms of True Love, in 88. This House in 1990. Tender Kisses in 1991. So she came out straight out of Iowa. Who knew? Iowa had it like that. But her dad actually was already a singer, a well-known musician. And she kind of helped to groom her into that. She began at age 3 being a model in pageants and stuff like that. And at age 5, she started really getting into her singing thing. So, like I said, she actually performed, produced, and directed her first music video when she was 10 years old. We're talking about a child prodigy right here. And like I said, in 1987, she won $10,000 on Star Search. And then got signed. Dropped her first album, and then after that, dropped her second album, and she went to the top 3 on the billboards, making moves. She served on the board of Children's Defense Fund as a teen and was given the Martin Luther King Christian Leadership Award for being a positive role model to the youth. Traveling all around the place. She got to do a little TV. You might have seen her on Family Matters. You might have seen her on Down in the Delta, Good Burger, different shows here and there. So she got to be around for a while. She took a hiatus for a while, her and her fellow singer Shanice. But they appeared together on Cherie, the talk show back in 2023. So she has like 3 albums. You could go check those out if you want to just feel a little bit of old school Tracy, what's her name again? Spencer. Yeah. So that's what it is. So please go ahead and check that out if you may. And let's get back to the Remix Morning crew. Let's get a better picture. Ooh, child. She grew up. Hey.
Good morning.
Good brown.
You got burnt it down looking like Tracy Spencer out here. We see you. No.
Okay. You say so. Thank you for doing Tracy Spencer, Ear Doctor.
No
That is
problem.
one of my, she was a young singer when I was young, and I can name you some of her singles. Her first single was a song called Symptoms of True Love.
I said that.
Symptom. Did you say that? Symptoms
Yeah,
of True Love. And then she had Tender Kisses. She had Love Me. And then she came out later with a house record called This House that was addressing homelessness.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This house. If he played it, y'all would know it. It's our house. Let's do it for the people.
I don't think we would, but
Yeah,
I
y'all
believe
would.
you.
Y'all would. Y'all would.
I mean, what I was thinking was, I said, as soon as I heard you pop up, I was like, this is perfect timing because we need Kim for this. Because
Yes.
I can only say that I vaguely remember, I vaguely recognize, and I think maybe because I know my daughters are big fans of Good Burger. Maybe that's where I recognize it from. Yeah, I'm not proud of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I remember when she
That's
came on
not
Family
That's not
Matters.
a proud dad moment.
Where's she on Family Matters?
Yeah, she
Is
was
that
try-
where I recognize? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she came
I
on
don't know.
Family Matters, and the young boy, the son, he was trying to get with her.
Eddie Winslow?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he
Eddie
in the news
Winslow
now,
got with a
looking
lot.
crazy.
Oh man. Didn't see that one coming back in them Family Matters days. Like Eddie
I
Winslow
know.
turned out to be a wow one out here. But yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to ask, since you played that OPP, was given. I know that the shifts in the music industry and whatnot. So this is not. I'm not asking this on the basis of the quality of the music, but do hits like that? Are there hits like that anymore? Like our song, like the level that was a hit when it came out.
They don't make anthems like this no more. Like Naughty by Nature was known for their anthems, Hip Hop Parade, OPP.
True.
Let it go.
But that song,
come and feel me flow.
Hey.
Absolutely. And Tretch is no disrespect to what's my man, Vinny, but
Vinny,
Tretch
okay.
is truly an underrated MC. I mean,
I would agree.
He is crazy.
Not in Jersey. Yeah, he's one of the
Well,
best.
of course.
Right.
But I was like, man, that song. When I heard you playing the beat, I was like, wow, that song was enormous. No, I mean,
we were singing about cheating.
I mean,
first of all,
other people's panani. I mean, penis.
Ear Doctor.
All that. That's what OPP meant.
I know that, but at the year that it came out, you knew that because I was in the 7th grade. I didn't know.
I did. I was in the Navy when that came out, so I was like, this is perfect. I was like, this is literally the perfect anthem.
You know what I'm saying? Like the way that people complain about, oh my God, the kids know all these sex anthems. What the fuck you think OPP was to us in middle school?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I can see
you gotta
that.
think about it. Well, when I moved down south to Florida, all I heard was Uncle Luke. So that was a whole.
God.
Oh yes, that was a whole. That's all we thought about when we went to the club is a girl bending over, shaking her butt in front of. So twerking, we've been on that twerking stuff. Just sitting back on the wall while the girls do the twerking. Uncle Luke.
I did a 180 as a parent, boy. I'm glad I was young when that came out. I'd have been out there. Otherwise, like I'd been out there with Tipper Gore, been like, this is terrible. This is ruining.
It would have been Jared,
me and C. Dolores Tucker.
Calvin Butts.
I'd have been right out there with him. Stop this blasphemy.
Put some clowns on.
my God.
You was one of the teachers at the middle school dance. I mean, y'all, we used to, that's when quote unquote freak dancing started. So, we would be dancing and, grinding on each other. And the teachers would come around and separate us. Y'all can't be dancing like that. Okay.
Look, in
Why y'all
2000,
then? Why y'all playing OPP then?
No doubt. In 2001, I had to chaperone as a teacher at the high school, a party at the school for the seniors or whatever, and of course it was in DC, so it was all go, and it was. I was like, I was trying to hide. I was like, this is inappropriate. Because it was like, because none of the other faculty or teachers were saying, stop any of the grinding and all. Like nobody was trying to, and so I wasn't going to be the one walking through the crowd trying to be like, "Oh, you separate." But I was just trying not to look. I was like, because I can't stand here and look, because then you feel like a lecherous old man, and then complicit in the. But I was like, oh my God, I can't even enjoy the music. This is terrible. This is. I feel a kind of way. I was like, this is not appropriate. We supposed to.
So now when I DJ these proms, what they do now is they get a whole circle around, so nobody can even get in the circle. They'll get a circle around, and the girls will dance on the other girls, and then the guys will try to come in and do their thing too. But they build a circle. So
I saw. We saw. We at my daughter's 16th birthday party last week or 2 weeks ago. They tried that little circle up move. And the older cousins and the uncles and the aunts and everybody was over there like, no sir, we see what you try to do. I didn't even have to. They was like, no, but we saw the little circle up move. Like, stop playing, stop
Look
it.
At the innovation of the children. I know
it is. Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
give make adjustments out here to circumvent, sidestep all this adult supervision. You got to rate it.
In our time we had teen clubs. I don't know if y'all had teen clubs.
Yes, the barn.
Yeah. So we had a teen club called Electric Playground, and they would play the slow song. They would play slow songs in the club, y'all. This was before now. So they would put on a slow song, and you would dance like this with a girl so that they can't feel when you got like erect or something like that. So you would try to dance away from. What a time. And then when you finally got close and they felt you, they was like, oh.
Yo, they used to have, so they would have the teen nights. So I don't know if you remember, anyway, but in Baltimore, I think it was Paradox on Sunday night, or Hammerjacks on Sunday nights. They would have teen dances. Yep. But I'm like, how y'all having a teen night for the kids during the school year, and the club don't close to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and the kids would be in there shutting the club down. Okay.
Yes.
In DC for a while there was the Roxy up on I believe it was on up on Connecticut Avenue or something like that, and they would have a teen night, and it would be 18-year-olds and under. Shutting it down, like you said, and it's crazy. I mean, that's ridiculous. To think that, like, as a parent, like, again, like, no sir, no ma'am, nobody. That would the idea. We
got the no fun parents in the chat room right now, telling us to slap the map because we don't want to hear any of your stories or anything. We want y'all to give us news. This is y'all jobs. Give us what we want.
Right there. That's
God, slap the map. Enough of your rhetoric.
I mean,
I actually do have something to get us started, but if we want to do that, otherwise we can just say,
you don't like the treatment that you dispense yourself. You always be coming on here as the voice of God. Oh, time to get to the story.
And in the private chat too. That's true.
And then here come the chat getting on you, and you don't like it.
But check this out.
What?
I could do that. I can feel when we go too long and when we don't. So it's like transitions in DJing and music. You got to know when to do the transition. Now, see, most people over there in the chat room, they don't know anything about transitions. They just want what they want when they want it.
Damn.
But now that we are finished talking about certain things, now I can ease off the screen and allow y'all to slap the map.
Can I say something real quick before you slap the map? I'd like to wish everybody a happy winter solstice. Today is the first official day of winter. Today is the shortest day on the calendar with the least amount of sunlight. But guess what? There's some good news. Guess what, y'all? After today, we start adding back sunlight. So by January, we're going to be back at 5 p.m. sunsets. And then by the end of February, we'll be back at 6 p.m. sunsets. So
look at that.
This is it. Get through that winter solstice. Talk about transitions. Here we go. This is the transition.
There it is. And we were just talking about the Bible being an almanac and all that stuff earlier. Yeah. So
that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
The sun rising.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's slap the map. Let's get into a couple things. Let's see what it is.
Peace and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the winter solstice 2023. Today is December 21st of said year. We'd like to welcome you guys to is this the final Remix Morning Show of the year? Is that accurate?
It is.
Whoa.
It is.
Whoa.
It is. We are shutting down 2023 on the remix.
It's a historical day on the remix.
Yes.
Brought to you today by your host, the Howard County All-Stars, Jared Ball, Kim Brown, featuring a Jersey knucker in the cut, the ear doctor. Shout out to everybody that's checking in the chat. Remixers, we appreciate y'all checking in with us. I know some of you all might be traveling today. We wish you, as my mama would say, traveling mercies. Please be safe out there on the highways, at the airports, and the trains, wherever you guys are headed. If you are traveling, check in with us in the chat. Let us know what that shit is looking like. That shit looking crazy? You can tell us. If that shit looking good, tell us that too. And give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, become a member. Welcome to our new channel members. Thank you all so much for being here. If you want to run the channel some bucks, you can do that. Or you can go support the channel on patreon.com/blackpowermedia. Jared Ball, Long Reach's own this show.
Long Reach. Yes. So Kim, because Sister Erica has begun her vacation, we don't have a run sheet. So what I'm gonna say is, if you have anything you want to email or pull up, this is the time to do it, because I got a little story here that will cover you for a few minutes to do that.
Okay.
Because yesterday I got tagged in something, and I took a moment to try to quickly look into this. So I'm going to invite you and anyone else to help me clarify some things here if I got anything wrong. But I first want a big shout out to Brains and Grenades. I appreciate the shout out for my book. Appreciate you. You know Brains and Grenades? This is family.
I think that's Mani. I think that's Imani now. That's
Is it really?
Now, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
thought the face looked familiar, but I wasn't sure. Is that okay?
Do I have that right, Imani?
Please let us know. I want to give all the proper credit and shout outs. Thank you very much. That is Mani. Okay, right on. Thank you, Mani. Right on. Okay, right on. So Mani tagged me in this story, and what she was referring to is this claim by the White House that and Biden that black wealth has gone up 60% since the pandemic.
60 or 16?
60. Sorry, 60%. Right. So I was. So I think that's the appropriate response, right? So I was wondering, do you all feel? First of all, do you all feel the wealth?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel
60% wealthier. Absolutely. 60%.
All right. So I was like, wait a minute, 60%. I was like, wait a minute. So this is not. This is not a Renee level deep dive. This is not, real, but I did a little bit of clicking around and I guess did this little thread here. So I looked into it and I said, it seems a little bit misleading, because as I looked at the White House, I started with the White House fact sheet, which is, an oxymoron or whatever.
All kinds of oxymoronic, right?
I mean, but according to their fact sheet, the 60% wealth claim, first of all, it cites no source, and then it did start to feel like buying power-ish, because it starts making references to estimates based on what I thought was most important about the story: government investment in small black businesses, with Hero Plumbing as an example that they cite in the fact sheet. So I thought, so what I was trying to convey here quickly in this thread is, they're doing based on estimations that involve federal investment, not, again, the font of capitalist endeavor on its own. And then they make reference to a black-owned business called Hero Plumbing. And what I think also speaks to the problem here, that where black businesses can emerge is in that sector of the economy, is in plumbing, is in beauty, is in healthcare service, It's in other words, it's in parts of the economy that don't generate a lot of wealth. They don't generate a lot of money. They're not. So that was one thing I noted, which I thought was interesting. But then just to go a little more, they said, so from this area of small business economy and with government investment in small business, the White House expects Black wealth to improve. And that's the language that they use in the fact sheet. So then I just pointed again to this research that I got from Diedrich Muhammad about from 1992 to 2012, Black people created more than 2 million businesses, and their capture of the national sales revenue went down from 1% to 0.5%, meaning that the kinds of businesses Black people create, the customer base they're targeting is not in a situation that's going to generate a lot of money or a lot of wealth. So this claim that because small Black businesses are being invested in, even with the federal investment, does not, I think, mean is going to translate. Should not mean or should not be used as a claim pointing to some 60% increase. But then my favorite part was when I did one or two more clicks and found this other article that was talking about the story and which makes similar claims about federal investment and so on and so forth. But then this line here, where I said, so I don't even see how government investment in Black businesses will close wealth gaps, especially if the supposed 60% increase is, quote, a great offset to the seismic decrease of 61% from 2007 to 2010. So I'm looking at it, and to me, it reads as a net, quote unquote, recovery of minus 0.1% or minus 1%, rather. Mm-hmm. In other words, so long story short, and then, and I'm sorry, just, yeah, go ahead. Good.
No.
Well, just one last, yeah, go ahead.
But real quick, because basically what you're saying is that we already lost 60% from up until 2010. So even if this stat is accurate, which it does not sound like it is, even if we did recover 60%, that's still 61 minus 61 plus 60 is still negative 1. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I did have to repeat geometry in 10th grade, but
as did I.
I still feel like 61 minus 60 is, or 60 minus 61 is still negative. But all right. But then this last part here is, it says Black households as of this quarter of 2023, Black households have less than 5% of the total U.S. of total wealth in this country, and white households have nearly 84%. So again,
really deep.
Really, I mean,
really don't seem to understand these basic numbers out here. You know what I'm saying, Jared? You need to stop bombing on Black society, Jared, and telling us that we only got 5% of the wealth. What's wrong with you? You went away to school a fool and came back an educated
and had masses children teaching me about Black people only have 5% of the wealth. You're right. Shame on me.
Shame on you.
So I'm just, but it's wild because I kept seeing the headlines. And then, so when I saw that, and again, thanks, Monty, for tagging me in that. But when I saw that again, I was like, wait a minute. So she was right to just say, again, I appreciate that she said, I'm just going to just share Jared's book and be like, because it's crazy. It's like, and then you read it and it's the same thing that the buying power argument is based on, estimates and projections. And because we've invested in that is the federal government invested, and I want to say it was only like 70 or 80 million or something like that. It's not, but I have to,
how much of those numbers are reflective of CARES Act bailout funds? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's part of what it is actually, because they're talking about, I'm sorry, it should have been more clear. Like part of what one of those articles was talking about, and maybe even the fact sheet too, was that part of the reason why there's been this so-called recovery post-pandemic is because of the investment, is because of not only investment in small business, but the cancellation of some debt, the checks people got that allowed them to pay down some debt. It's that kind. That's how they're calculating and coming up with these funny figures. And then without going the step farther, and this is where I actually think my argument around the myth of buying power actually does fit in, because instead of saying, hey, look, everybody, the federal government just redistributed wealth back into sectors of the economy that need it, and now they're recovering, shock. instead of following that logic, they want to stop at the point of small business and get everybody focused on, see, that's why we need more businesses. That's why we need. No, the point is the richest country in the world just said, here's some money. And all of a sudden, poor people are at least on paper, less poor. So it's like, let's follow that logic and keep canceling all the debt and redistribute more of these hundreds of trillions that keep getting made in private wealth. And they said in another 20 years, it's going to be globally almost $700 trillion in private wealth is going to be have been developed and is going to be in the same hands of this 1%. I mean, so instead of us focusing on that and saying, pass the peas like we used to say, it's like, no, let's start another business and ignore the fact that the federal government is supporting that, and let's go back and somehow focus on some mythology of free market capital. I mean, it's just it's crazy. But yeah, and then Biden wants to use this to say, look at me, elect me again, because under my care.
Absolutely.
Pun intended.
I mean, the timing of such a release of such information is not accidental, right? Joe Biden is losing support amongst would-be Democratic voters. The poll after poll show that Biden is down amongst young voters and Black voters. So here comes Joe. Look, niggas, look what I did for y'all. I've always been good to you people. Here come Joe Biden. But I'm curious, in that White House press release, you said nothing specific was cited. It was just fact, their little, which to me screams bullshit. Because you know what? If that's a document coming from basically the federal government, y'all could have lied. Y'all could have threw in Chamber of Commerce. You could have threw in any kind of statistic if they had it. You understand what I'm saying? They could have even made some shit up. Which sounds
what they
like
do
did,
is,
but they could have made it up and made it sound more official, citing some government agency. You understand? You feel what I'm saying? That's
I do.
Nonsense.
But what they do, so you're, first of all, you're right. But to be fair to what they've tried to do here is that they try to accomplish that same task or goal by citing what these projections they hope will do when you invest in small businesses. So instead of saying an agency says this, they just take this broad myth of investing in, as it says here, in Black entrepreneurship and opportunity to conclude. First of all, so as it says, I'll just show how they did it here. When Black businesses do well, they create jobs, generate wealth in their local communities, and make the broader economy stronger. As a result, Black wealth is up a record 60% from before the pandemic, and Black unemployment has reached historic lows. Now, so there's no citation for that. So what they then do is follow this up with some bullet points. The administration's investment in Black entrepreneurs is producing results, including nearly $70 billion, a new record fiscal year on federal contracts awarded to small disadvantaged businesses. So I think if and I did not follow that whole story to trace the money and how they're claiming that, but so they say that they've put in or that $70 billion in federal contracts has been awarded. So in other words, the federal government gave small businesses $70 billion. So yes, exactly. That's going to help. That's going to help improve their economic condition. $12 billion in community lenders to expand access to capital and resources to too often sidelined entrepreneurs. In other words, now banks and private lenders are going to lend, or federally insured banks are going to lend, or the Treasury even is going to, not the Treasury is making an estimate, but that those who have those community lending arrangements will give more money to poor Black or struggling Black small businesses. So again, that's $12 billion more coming through federally mandated public policy that is in fact a loan that will benefit those institutions more than the businesses, but can be said then to be part of this wealth improving condition for Black people. The U.S. Department of Treasury estimates that these investments in community lenders will result in a $50 billion increase in lending to Latino and nearly $80 billion increase in lending to Black communities over the next decade. So the wealth is again, we're estimating based on what we're lending, which will have to be repaid with interest to these communities. But again, if you lend and make available this much capital to somebody, it will improve on paper their condition. And then lastly here, $10 billion in states, tribes, and territories to launch, expand capital access programs for roughly 100,000 small businesses, including $79 million to Wisconsin. So this is how they're trying to create this composite approach to do what I think you said they should have probably just done they should have just created some agency, given it a title, and said but you don't have to do that if you can just have Biden go out there and say black wealth has gone up 60%. You don't,
and he's not going to get challenged on it. Do you think any reporter, you think Al Sharpton, you think Joy-Ann Reid, you think any fucking body is going to press the White House deeper on these numbers? You think anybody asking Karine Jean-Pierre, can you give us a little bit more specific citation? Where are these numbers coming from? Oh, the Department of Treasury estimate.
Right.
What do you mean estimate? Nobody
and
gonna
then
ask.
yeah. And then, I should start doing it again now, but I remember last election, for the first time for me, I looked more closely at how much money is being distributed to support and promote the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. And I remember that Act Blue by itself had distributed, I think it was 2, maybe even 3 billion.
Really?
Just in the last election to promote nonprofits, to support Democratic Party campaigns around the country, to get Dems elected. So what that tells me is that money is it's going to mainstream media, it's going to black presses. We've seen, and I'm not trying to be trifling to refer to him, but I think Roland Martin is a good example of this. He literally, because he's so overt in it. Mm-hmm. In saying to the Dems, give us the late great Ron Walters, who was on my dissertation committee. Mm-hmm. I believe the last story he wrote before he passed away during the Obama campaign in 2008 was him saying he was chastising the Obama campaign because for the first time in forever, the Democratic Party was not spending on black presses because Obama just knew black people going to vote for me. So they were like, we don't need to spend money here. And Ron Walters was saying, yo, we need this money. Basically, he was like, we wait every 4 years. We live off of this. Come through. Don't just treat us like that. Don't, because we're going to vote for you, have the well dry up, was basically what the story was. And there won't be, to your point, your question, there's not going to be, hey, where you get that? What is the side? What is the source?
Where is the source? Because again, things are just allowed to run. Again, why we take so much joy occasionally watching, some of those State Department press conference when we see somebody actually stand up and give the State Department the business, give them because we know that that's not how American media usually engages. Like, they don't follow up. They just accept, right? I mean, they're stenographers, right? I mean, stenographers for the state. Whatever the state says, that shit must be true. I mean, it came from the White House, right? Why would the White House lie? Huh?
I can't imagine that they ever would. So somewhere I must be getting this wrong. The truth must be in there somewhere. I just missed it.
No, you're not missing it, man. I mean, the reality is that our people are being hit with the okie doke. You black people are poor because y'all don't work hard enough. You're lazy. I don't know what your problem is, darkies. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, everybody else is out here getting it. How come y'all black people can't? Look at the immigrants coming over, getting it. Y'all been here. How come y'all can't get it? But
that
again,
is definitely part of it. Yeah,
that's a lot of it, and even sometimes that even comes from some members of the immigrant community. Not all, but some.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, JB, this is separate, unrelated. Brother P's brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
At his job, guess what? He said the West Africans was outright calling the Black Americans Akata. I said, they calling y'all Akata on the job? I said, you better go tell. I said, that's derogatory.
Wow.
I said, you better go tell somebody. Anyway, that's just to set aside because you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so
I remember that scene from Sugar Hill.
That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He was like, yeah, I remember seeing that in Sugar Hill. I said, bro, I said, they're not supposed to be talking to you that way.
They're not supposed to be doing that. They're not supposed to be doing that. That's one way of putting it. You're not supposed to be doing that. What you doing?
They're not supposed to be doing that. They're not supposed to be doing that. But anyway, but no, I mean, and unfortunately, the rhetoric eschewed by Willie D in his, you know, in his way misguided comment on that small clip that was going around of you. Like, I mean, he is echoing a lot of what a lot of people think and believe. Like, don't get on us, it's not our fault. And it's not our fault. But at the same time, but you weren't critiquing Black people. You were critiquing the system. And that's where he missed. You know what I'm saying? He thought you were bombing on Black people. No, you were bombing on the way the system does Black people and the conditions that it puts Black people in.
That's exactly it. So yeah, no question. Oh wow. Okay, Ear Doctor's ready to come back. We'll bring him back, and then we'll get to something else that I thought we could check out from Electronic Intifada in a few minutes, because I saw something very inspirational from them yesterday. What's up, Ear Doctor? What's going on?
He was trying to play you like Bill Cosby, like, you know what I mean, like down in the Black people. Y'all remember when Bill did that?
Of course.
I do. I just was trying to just gather myself and catch up to what you were saying. That's all. Sorry about that. Yes. But I do. I mean, that was, you know, I had such a huge problem with Bill Cosby from that infamous Howard University speech to the book he wrote with Alvin Toussaint, Come On People.
Oh,
I mean, I remember all of that. It caused me to have a little run-in even with Stephen A. Smith. That whole, like, I mean, it was and simultaneously ruined my potential friendship and comradeship with Amy Goodman all in one fell swoop.
Damn.
Jared, can we get a list of all the run-ins you had with different people? I mean, it would be remarkable to see all the different people that you had disagreements.
It's more positive though. Honestly, it's way more positive interaction. It's just that people don't. They're less. It really is the run-ins are really not that many. But there's been a few.
But they're just notorious. That's it.
There's been a few.
You know? I like that about you quite a bit. Like I judge in part people on their caliber by the kind of people that they piss off. You know what I'm saying? You piss off the right kind of people. I'm like, all right, Jared's all right out here. Like, he's making the right people mad.
That's a good method. I like that method. Yeah. Who's mad at this person? Okay.
Like more.
Big up to Jared's methodology. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we're going to come right back. Now, think about this, y'all. Like I said, I'm about to give y'all my top 3 Xmas songs. Tell me what y'all's is.
Oh, whoa. Is this all-time Xmas or Black Xmas?
I mean, whatever you like. You can have whatever you like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Silver bells, silver bells, silver bells,
silver bells. Big up to the Supremes on that one right there. Big up to all y'all tuning in right now. This is the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's another button that says subscribe. Hit it. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, and see footage that's rare. Bam. Yeah. So where we at? All right. So let's talk about, like I said, you know, coming up in this time of season, the radio jam packs nothing but Christmas songs. So it's like you can't damn near run away. You go to a store, it's on the intercom. You go anywhere, it's being played. So I wanted to give you some of my top ones. One of my top ones is no other than Stevie Wonder. That's right. Stevie Wonder came out with What Christmas Means to Me back in 1967. This song right here had a nice little jingle to it. You know what I'm saying? And I was really kind of feeling this one right here. All right. So after that, let's go down to my next one would have to be. Let me get this together here. I didn't have it together. That's a damn shame. I had all the time. All right, so the next one would be no other than, we talking about the Temptations, y'all. We talk about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, this fictional holiday and fictional tale of a reindeer that has a lit nose. I would have to say that they really brought it on this one, talking about the different tones of the voices coming in and out. This was really a big one right here. This one came out in 1970. Yeah. I mean, listen to that beat. Ooh, that beat was hard. All right, and no other. My last for one of the best is, you won't know this one. Something's the matter with you. But to me, this was the best one that ever came out, and it is. That's right, Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. To me, this was the best R&B Christmas song ever made, and I think everybody knows that. That's why so many people redid it. Talking about from Chris Brown to Mary J. Blige. Now, this song right here came out in 1970, so big up to them. And you know I'm a hip-hop head, so I must say my favorite one has to be, come on, man. If y'all don't know what I'm about to play, y'all been stuck under a rug somewhere. The best one ever? Yes, yes. Run DMC. Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens. This one came out in 1987. Brothers got together and did it up with this one right here, man. This one is a classic. All right, so that's my top 3 plus 1. Let's get back to the crew and see what their thoughts are. All right, right here on the Remix Morning Show. All right, let's get it. All right, that right there was a picture of a white man, Santa Claus, coming to my house back in the day. Me, my sister, and my cousin. Whew. I was like Richie Rich back in the day, right?
He didn't get shot at. Why? Who this white man coming through Trenton? I know white people in Trenton.
That's the one night you can get away with it. let that white man deliver them gifts. No, yeah, go ahead, Kim. Yeah,
the sample that Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. You know what that sample's from?
Oh,
no, do tell.
I believe that's the name of the song is called "Backdoor Santa," and I think it's Clarence Carter.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Backdoor Santa. Clarence, nasty ass Clarence.
It is a little raunchy. Yeah.
He's stroking now. He be stroking.
Nasty ass Clarence, boy.
What it be doing?
That's funny.
Yes. So
that is funny.
Santa.
Good one, Kim. I like that. Yeah.
But Gerard, your favorite Christmas tunes, if you don't mind.
Oh, he got mine. Donnie is mine. I was waiting for that. Donnie is absolutely mine. And then after that is this is terrible. I was trying to even look it up. I'm blanking on her name.
Eartha Kitt?
No. She was the one that the sister that was in I hate to say
Is he white or black?
Of course she's black. Stop it. Don't play with me. She was oh man. Her career was revived off of this. Her career was destroyed by the white dude that
give me a year or era.
Went to 60s, 70s and 70s. And she played the mother in Lethal Weapon. And and then she sang, the song. Everybody knows the song.
Sing it.
And I can't think of it though. I'm really blanking, like I'm in a whole blank. And then he kept playing the music. I can't get my so I'll come back to that. But my third favorite has been imposed on me because it's played in the house so much. It is one of my wife's favorites, but it's that I do like that what's her name did now I'm blanking on her. I'm looking at her. This is terrible.
God, this is the one that plays in your house all the time.
Nick, I know. Darlene Love. Thank you, because that's who I was trying to think of. Darlene Love's song.
Okay. All right,
her version of whatever that Christmas song is. I really like that one.
Christmas, there's a snow coming down.
That's it. Thank you. And then what's her name? Nick Cannon's ex.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Oh, I can't
Mariah
believe that.
Carey's song.
Has Mariah been reduced to Nick Cannon's ex?
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't really. In fact, in this house, my memory is failing me because actually in this house, when he comes up, I'm like, oh, there's Mariah's ex. So.
Oh my God, the disrespect.
Yeah, that's my joke so I actually my memories just failed me and making me look bad this morning. But that's really it. So those three would be my top three at this point.
Okay, so I have conflicting. I have dueling. My mother just texted me, Darlene Love.
Yes, thank you, Mama. And happy belated birthday, and happy everything.
Damn, you spending a lot of money right now, Kim. A birthday and Christmas.
Oh, that's how we do. That's how Mama do me, yo. I mean, that's how it's.
You coming in double fisted.
Shorty, let me tell you, it's been unspoken. Shut up, y'all. I need y'all to grow up.
I can't help it. I'm totally ruined. Cam and Mace have ruined me. I'm sorry.
I knew you was gonna do that when I said it.
I knew it. I was like, oh man, don't do it. I was like, I can't. I'm a mess. I'm sorry.
Younger ladies out here, they don't grow up, baby. They don't grow up.
We don't.
We don't.
They gonna be 50 doing 75 in the nursing home doing pause jokes. This is hilarious. All right. So I have sets, right? So I'm with you. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey, is one of my favorites. But it's so weird how bastardized the song is now. I mean, the song is 30 years old. So when it came out 30 years ago, I'm like, oh yeah, Mariah, that's a joint. And of course, Boyz II Men, Let Us Know is among my personal favorites. But because I am so deeply influenced by my mother's generation of music, I'm hearing her favorites in my head. I'm hearing Run Run Rudolph by Chuck Berry.
Oh yeah, okay.
Of course, I'm shocked you left this one out, Ear Doctor. Silent Night by the Temptations, dog.
Hey, mine is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I like the beat better than I like Silent Night too, but
Eddie Hendricks come in. With
and
then right. Yeah. And there was the other one. One of my mama's favorites. Shit, she gone. Oh, Stevie Wonder, Someday at Christmas. If we want to do a slightly conscious record, you know what I'm saying? Someday at Christmas. And won't be boys playing with guns like kids play with toys. Yeah, so there's a lot. And shout out to all the Jackson 5's whole Christmas catalog. And you played that Silent Night. That's actually, to me, one of the prettiest songs that the Supremes have ever done. You know what I'm saying?
Silver Bells.
Silver Bells. Thank you. Yeah, Silver Bells. I've never been a fan of Diana Ross's voice, but she sounded very
sound good on that one, right?
Very nice on that record. Yeah.
All right. Before I get out of here, big up to DC Joe Black, $5 on
60%. Thank you.
Here, okay. And let's go to Enoch. What's that last word? Coalition. What You Want for Christmas by the 69 Boy. What you want for Christmas?
Wow.
The 69 Boy's greatest Christmas song when it's playing Here Doctor Can Leave at 9.
And then you got to do the Go-Go Christmas. Jared, do you have the Go-Go Christmas CD?
I don't. It's shameful. It's shameful. I know.
Lion Dad, $5 best Christmas song is from Beat Street, Christmas rap. Number 2 is Baby.
Oh, no.
It's Cold Outside. Yeah, that was a good one. And that was done by a lot of different people.
I was about to say a lot of people.
Talking about Ella Fitzgerald did it, and yeah.
So, but I also like to have a little fun with this part too, because it's always a good time to be. This is a good season to be reminded of assimilation. So I like to remind of the 11 iconic Christmas songs that were written by Jews. So this is, because remember, because I think this is funny, because just like, as we worship this holiday, the birth of the Jewish God, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire by Mel Torme, Let It Snow by Sammy Kahn and Julie Stein, Santa Baby by Joan Javits and Phil Springer, It's the Most Wonderful Time of Year by George Weil and Eddie Pola, Silver Bells by Ray Evans and Jay Livingston, White Christmas by Irving Berlin, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rockin' Round the Christmas Tree, A Holly Jolly Christmas in Silver and Gold by Johnny Marks, and Walkin' in a Winter Wonderland by Felix Bernard and Richard B. Smith. And what I've always thought was interesting about this history is because obviously, but it is understood that a lot of this was done as Jews were looking to assimilate into American whiteness and to be accepted, and said, look, we will happily help provide some of the garnish, the musical garnish to your wonderful holiday.
I mean,
not be seen as a threat.
Look at Joe Jackson. He was a witness. What was one of these witnesses?
Jehovah's. They was Jehovah's witnesses.
And he was like, yo, fuck that. We gonna get this money, kids. We gonna do a bunch of Christmas albums.
Oh, wow.
That. I mean, think about it.
I'm saying Joe Jackson wasn't adhering to none of the Jehovah's Witnesses principles and tenets, if we be in a buck, not just the Christmas, but Joe Jackson got the kids working.
Catherine was like, but baby, shut up, Catherine.
It don't matter. They believe in it. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Go get this money. What you mean?
I mean, I salute the Jewish diaspora for contributing to the Christmas culture. Number one, they understood that no songs about dreidels and Hanukkah was going to sell, right?
No, of course.
Them joints ain't going to sell. So they said, well, we put the pen, we can do anything out this joint. We write about anybody holiday. So that's what they did. Go for them.
I mean, it's a make-believe day anyway. I mean, anybody can write about it.
Truce. I mean, they say, they say, who is they? I don't know. They say what's happening. We stay acting and they lie. We coming back for them. They might say that they don't know. They say, well,
oh my bad.
God.
All right.
Sorry.
That song was hard. It was
hard. Sade, that's a different nigga. Where did that Kanye go? Where did that nigga go, doctor?
Oh my gosh.
God
didn't we?
damn.
Wait, I thought we did slap the map. Everybody's
listen,
mad at us.
Don't pay no attention to that.
But I thought we did, though. We did a news story, didn't we? Yeah. Didn't we start?
Tell all them bosses. How many bosses we got in the chat right
now?
You tell all them bosses.
A lot.
You ain't the boss. Yeah. But
see, they don't understand anything about personalities. And that's the thing about this show right here. We give them... We've all been on radio. We understand on-air personalities. You fall in love with a personality, and that way, even if you don't agree with them, you'd be like, you know what? I still fucks with them. But they'll learn. Anyway, let's give a couple more shots out to some people. We here to teach, man. We're here to teach. Brother Jamil, that's your people's. $9.99 Emotions. What do the lonely do at Christmas?
My mother loves that song, Brother Jamil. What do the lonely do at Christmas?
Latif, $5. Top 3 worst Xmas songs. Damn, I can't even.
Hey, that's a. What are the top? I gotta say, the 12 Days of Christmas by Destiny's Child. Ugh, terrible. Like on the first day of Christmas, my baby gave to me.
Are we're not about to get hived, are we?
No, they know it's a terrible song. That's not even controversial.
And that was Destiny's Child anyway.
Yeah, Destiny's Child.
So you can get away with it.
Yeah, you get away with Destiny's Child. You can always blame it on the other two in the back that got kicked out.
They were dragging her down, holding her back.
God damn it, LaToya. Anyway,
LaToya. Oh my God.
All right, I guess it's time for me to exit stage left. I'll catch y'all later.
All right.
Thank you, doctor. I got you, JB. Hold on.
Oh, you do? Okay, because I do have that I did have this little bit of a clip to play at some point.
Oh, play it. No. You got it.
Well, because I look, I've been watching a lot of electronic intifada. I have actually been for years, but it is admittedly gone up here lately. And I've got it on the wrong browser. This little segment here, and I first actually saw the guest here on Millennials Are Killing Capitalism with Jared Ware the other day, and where I was honored. I got referred to as the other Jared, so shout out to Jared Ware for that one. I appreciate that.
All right.
But happy to be the other Jared. But in this segment here, they're having a roundtable discussion with Brother Omar, who was the guest on Millennials Are Killing Capitalism, about what has apparently become even iconic art in response to that has been developed out of video that has emerged of Palestinians fighting back and showing that Israel's claims to having some dominant ground war, successful with manipulated numbers of casualties, is in fact mythology. They're showing that Palestinians, I don't know how much of this we're going to see if they make these points in this clip, but in this segment, but that Palestinians are not just out here doing so-called martyrdom, suicide attacks. They're striking and retreating back to protected territory and enclaves and tunnels, which was another part of the mythology, and they're showing the weakness of the well-funded and highly technological military equipment that Israel has, and showing its ineffectiveness against some of this guerrilla warfare. So I just wanted to play a little bit of this because it's fascinating and I think even inspirational.
We cut the audio to try to help our jelly beans stay online, but he yells, "It's on fire," and jumps, like, basically.
So this picture here has become apparently turned into iconic art, and it's just after this fighter has used what are Palestinian modified Russian weapons or Palestinian versions of Russian weaponry to armor pierce these small tank armored whatever troop carriers that the Israel Defense Force uses.
Basically levitates. I don't know, Abdul Jawad, what was the reaction to that video in Palestine? I wish that I was watching it with my friends when it came out.
I mean, for almost every video is dissected by people, and a lot of the symbolism within it or the words spoken are used in social media content. And here he says "wallat," which means it burned up or it's on fire. That he saw it on fire, and I think it harkens back, I think, and echoes a lot of let's say Palestinian experiences when a stone hits, or when you feel your power and agency. And I think that authentic moment of him jumping, happily that he hit the tank and the tank burned. Just I think it's part of every Palestinian to just feel his happiness, but because I think that's a moment that we've all kind of experienced one way or another. That moment where we don't feel disempowered, but we feel empowered. So it spread quite heavily. It became a meme. It became a symbol. A lot of people did art around it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have plenty more.
Palestinians have apparently an unlimited supply of Gaza-made Yasin warheads. This is an attack tunnel being used to carry out an operation. So the tunnel already existed, and the Palestinians are using it there to come in behind the Israeli positions, which is why they're not clearing any of this territory. This is a Shawaz, a Palestinian-made bomb that they're using. They're using it against troop positions inside buildings. Again, you're seeing them walk through walls here. I mean, maybe Abdul Jawad could talk more about this too, but I remember back in the Second Intifada when the Israelis blew holes in walls and walked through them, and all these postmodern philosophers were like, oh, they walk through walls, they transcend the environment, and it was this whole thing about how brilliant they were. And then we just see Palestinians doing it as a matter of fact. And then this guy, he's breaking out the back fence that's locked, and he's going to run across an open space here. And then watch this. He realizes, oh, there's a massive 2,000-pound bomb crater. So he can't get right up, because I believe that he would have run right up to it. But you could see his head cam look down at the hole. He stops, takes his breath, steadies himself, fires, hits in the soft spot of the tank on the side, which Palestinians are trained to do. And then this, to me, is really important. He returns. And Abu Ubaidah talks about this too now. So that's an attack tunnel that you're seeing there being used. So Abu Ubaidah talks about this too, where he says the fighters returned back home. these are not martyrdom missions. These are fighters carrying out operations and returning to their bases safely afterwards. And I think that's an important thing because we're seeing that on that camera. First of all, this clip right here, the courage to do this, to run across an open space as a tank unit is moving with drones in the air and to creep to get a closer shot. The heroism of this, there's just nothing even close to this in Israeli videos. And you don't even need to analyze the video. You can just watch that person with his helmet cam take you into the middle of the fight in Gaza City and show a tank being hit. That's the tank being hit. That's not the burn off of the active reactive armor. That's a hit. Again, and we're looking at a Palestinian homemade, a Palestinian copy of a Soviet weapon that's very effective against armored vehicles. And we're seeing that in the field reports that talk about, basically an armored vehicle an hour being taken out.
Wow. That is a perspective I've never seen, certainly not on any mainstream outlet. You're not gonna, right? But wow. David and Goliath out there, man. Like, there's no about that.
Yeah, that's why again, I've always, since my own service days, have continued to think about it, that my role on a 50 cal machine gun mount was to stop low technological attacks that all the powerful weaponry, the missiles, the planes could not deal with. And I'm out there with a flak jacket and a helmet and a railing, maybe some sandbags. And I was like, that's why I was like, yo, this is not gonna work. My heart's not in it. Like, this is crazy. Because it started to really dawn on me, like you, with literally Malcolm's autobiography stuffed in my pockets.
Wow.
And I'm saying, y'all got me, you really got me out here. Wait, like this, like, wait. But yeah, so to see that is that video I thought was very powerful. So from the crater, the hole in the ground, the damaged buildings, and then this whole point of walking through walls, this idea that the Israelis had taken credit for, of the way you move through destroyed rubbles and build it is you cut a wall and go through it, and it's supposed to be this slick military move. Well, they've been doing that. And that's why the other part of what they were talking about, I think, in that segment is that, for all the big tough talk of Netanyahu and everybody else, Israeli soldiers, both, again, the casualty numbers are not being accurately reported. And then the soldiers don't want to get out of those vehicles. Like, they're not, this idea that they're going around through the tunnels and flooding tunnels and doing all this other stuff is not real. They don't have it like that. So,
not to mention, apparently, IDF forces don't even recognize their own people, even when they're shirtless and waving white flags and screaming at them at Hebrew, "Don't kill us." They said, "Oh, there go the enemy."
Wow.
Kill it, be your own niggas, literally. And from what reports indicate that, okay, so it was 3 Israeli hostages that were killed by IDF forces, despite trying to, I guess, surrender to the forces. All the excuses coming from the defense ministry say, oh, the soldiers were confused. They said that this was, it was the fog of war. They said everybody was an enemy. But I'm like, well, that goes to show that, number one, your mission is not over there to get the hostages. Y'all are over there to clear Palestine, right? You're not over there to rescue no fucking hostages. Because if you were, you would have recognized your own people when you saw them. But so apparently they shot 2 of the 3 hostages, like right there, kind of on site, or the escaped hostages. A third was able to kind of get away and run away, and they caught him and killed him, the sharpshooter. Can you imagine? And and that's obviously it's all tragic. The 20,000 Palestinian deaths are absolutely horrific. But given all of the rhetoric and bombast coming from Israel and Netanyahu about, we got to get the hostages, we're going to get the hostages by any means necessary. How are you going to get the hostages when you don't even recognize them?
Yeah, that's so the claim was that they thought these were Palestinians that's trying to escape or run away or to continue fighting. That's the official.
They claim that where they were, for one, these hostages apparently escaped their captors some days earlier. And wherever they were, wherever this incident took place, the IDF forces had been apprised that it was a hot zone and everybody was an enemy, right? So shoot anything, shoot everybody. But it just goes to show you, and you've seen some of that disgust come from Israelis themselves that are in the streets protesting the way that Netanyahu is handling this. He said Netanyahu is handling this terrible. The father of one of those killed hostages had some very strong words for Israel and Netanyahu. But obviously they're not trying to get the hostages back, and the Israeli people are hip to the shit, right? And they want the fighting to tamp down so that their people can be returned.
I did see previously, again on Electronic Intifada, some of the video where one of the quote unquote rescued women, Israeli women, was not only saying that she was well treated, but she was reporting, and they had that audio where the woman was reporting that the IDF was killing her neighbors, her Jewish neighbors, that it was too indiscriminate. And their desire to get the Palestinians, they were like, everybody can get it. We're not interested in.
But that was so predictable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it was no question that Israeli forces themselves were going to kill some of their own hostages. And it's funny, in the mainstream U.S. press, you know, the Israeli people captured by Hamas, they're hostages, but the people being held in Israel, the Palestinians being held in Israel, prisoners.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're prisoners, but the Israelis held in Gaza are hostages.
And I haven't read the story, but I'm just seeing some of the headline. Why are families of Israelis and hostages visiting Hillary Clinton? What is she trying to do?
Is she over there?
No, she's at Columbia University. That's the other thing. These are apparently American living or born. I'm just seeing some of the headlines now. I'm not actually able to read the story, but they're meeting with her at Columbia University. What is she doing? Like, what is
what the fuck you got to do with this?
Yeah, like what? And then why would you go to meet with her if you're trying to? Would you think she's got some influence on Biden to get your, like? Is this? I'm sorry. That was wild to see that. I don't know what. I was disturbed to see a Hillary Clinton reference. I was just like, wow, what did she do? Like, what? But yeah, no, that's yeah. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I get it. You escape your captors, and then the people you think are supposed to rescue you end up shooting you.
Yeah.
So
that tends to happen. that kind of happens a little bit with some frequency. Anyway, thinking about a story from earlier.
Really? Yeah, you did. I got it right here.
No, just quickly, I'll tell you what I was talking about.
Sure.
Briefly. So earlier this year, or was it late last year, in Los Angeles County, a man, I can't recall his name, murdered his wife, kidnapped his 15-year-old daughter. And then he went on like a shooting spree, crime spree, or whatever. So when the police finally caught up with him, the daughter, I think her name was Samantha Graziano. The daughter got out the car and starts to run towards the police, and they shot her dead on the highway. Again, didn't make national news. I don't even think no cops got in trouble for that shit. But they were trying to say that, she might have been an accomplice with her death. She was a kidnapping victim. You know what I'm saying? They had an Amber Alert out for this teenage girl. You know what I'm saying?
But let's say she was somehow working with him. What is the threat of her running towards you? I'm assuming. I mean, I can't imagine she was waving some weapon.
She wasn't.
So she's running. So what is the threat that you can't deal with without shooting her? You professionally trained, competent, etc., and so forth.
Police agency in chat, if you guys remember, you can tell me, was it LAPD or was it the sheriff's deputies? But I remember it happened in SoCal. I'm pretty sure it happened in LA County. I covered it on my show. It's on a playlist on my channel somewhere, probably under Cops Ain't Shit. I have a whole Cops Ain't Shit playlist, so it's probably under there. But yeah. So my point is, maybe those LA cops were trained by IDF forces.
How about
right?
that?
So, like,
How about that? They were in the same the same facility.
Shoot the hostage. If you see the hostage break free, don't trust it. Shoot him dead, even if it's a 15-year-old teenage girl. Ridiculous.
Allison is saying it was LA County Sheriff's Alice Sampson. Anthony, thank you, Allison.
Thank you guys. I knew y'all knew. And then look, what happened? Well, didn't that story die on the vine? LA people. That shit went.
I never
nowhere.
even heard that. That's crazy. That's. I mean, wow. But I mean, well, it doesn't even apply to that sheriff story. But I guess in the Israeli case, if the logic is if we kill everybody, the enemy dies too, right? I guess that's the logic there.
Yeah, that sounds like what Secretary of State Blinken is saying. This whole thing could be over tomorrow if Hamas just lays down its arms, and then what? And then what happens?
Exactly.
Y'all are bombing refugee camps. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Lay down arms. They
flee. Yeah.
Right. Ain't no hospitals functional right now in Gaza. They say half was it the Red Cross? One of the so-called humanitarian agencies say that half of the Palestinian population is starving. Half of them are starving. That's probably an undercount. Like the Biden administration, dog. Y'all. I mean, he already had lots of blood on his hands. I guess what's a few more million gallons of blood on your hands when you go into hell anyway, Joe Biden, huh?
I mean, I remember when I think it was either right as BPM was starting or right as I was starting to reuse this channel or whatever it was at the very beginning of all this a few years ago. I think the first video, as I remember, that I remember doing at that point was on Blinken, who I think had just been appointed or was about to be appointed. Mm-hmm. And I remember I looked into a couple of things. One of the things I remember he said vividly. He said he said explicitly, I'm going to use my people's history in the Nazi Holocaust as a reason for why U.S. diplomacy needs to be expanded around the globe. And because without U.S. diplomacy and democracy spreading efforts, another Hitler is likely to emerge. So it was so clear that, I mean, he was saying that. That's what he was saying. He was like, this is what he wanted to bring to the position he hoped to be appointed to or was just appointed to at the time, because he was asked about his background. So he did as a Jew, what my people suffered is to be used as a reason for U.S. That's the connection he was making. So to see years later him happily expanding, spreading U.S. democracy, as he would probably like to call it, to suppress the rise of the next Hitler, which was clearly about to happen in Palestine.
Right.
That was what all data and evidence was showing that the next Hitler was right there emerging in Gaza. It seemed predictable, maybe not to this extent, but he was saying, I can't wait. And the fact that Jews suffered in Germany once upon a time is going to mean that the U.S. should be running the world forever, was essentially what he was saying. Right. It was like, wow, that's a very interesting approach. You did a lot there, Blinken.
Where was the methodologies at, Jared?
Yeah, exactly, right. The method, exactly.
How did you come up with this? Show your work, as Professor Ball would say.
Exactly. And that's the thing. He did exactly what all poor methodology does. You start with your conclusion, which is the U.S. is going to run and own everything. And if everybody got to die in the process, so be it. And then you work backwards from that. And so you just fill in, we'll throw in some Nazis, we'll throw in, what else we need to throw in? We'll throw in some Palestinians, we'll throw in some Chinese, definitely the Chinese. Thank you.
The Russians, Putin.
Oh, the Russian Putin.
Oh, it might be Hitler. Let the Biden administration tell it.
That's right. Putin is Hitler, and they found Mein Kampf in the bombed out houses in Gaza. And so I mean everybody's Hitler. It's like
Mein Kampf Arabic, right?
Right. That's
Arabic.
I mean, because no,
like,
seriously, but I'm saying like everybody. But again, I pointed out because I remember at the time working at University of Maryland, famous scholar there had a copy of Mein Kampf in his personal books. So I was like, so does that mean College Park is about to get bombed next? Because everywhere there's a Mein Kampf copy, the U.S. goes in military first. I don't know. Maybe. Now that was gonna be too. Let me stop.
Down. Yeah,
I heard my wife's voice saying, "Don't you do it."
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
it
good.
worked. It worked. Ear doctor, come on through, my man. Let me just.
She trained you well, my brother.
She
trained
trained
you well.
I'm a work in progress, but yeah, I heard her.
Saved him. Look, she not even there and saved
She's
him.
not even here. She's not even here. Miles away. She said, "Don't you do it." She's not even watching. She just knew. We put it in the ether. I just feel like I need to say stop.
I like it. Hey, big up to Rod Sings once
What's
again.
up, Raj?
$20.
Wow, what's up, Rod?
Shout out to the Howard County panel. Silver Shadows.
Silver Shadows. Wow.
Shadows. Yeah. Yes. Wow.
What is that?
Silver Shadows is a club, right? That used to be in Columbia near the lakefront, but I don't know, was it owned by Negroes, operated by Negroes? But they used to run advertisements for it on Black radio and Baltimore radio stations. So like people would come out from the city to go to the club in Columbia, and it was apparently popping. My mama and them used to go up there, Silver Shadows.
So I got there. It must have been I got there at the tail end because when I came back from the Navy, it was popping, and I remember I went. And somebody I used to go to high school with happened to be working at the door, was bouncing. So it was, I went up there. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I was like, Columbia, and it was like like down by the lakefront. That was like, this is about to be fly. And I swear the way, I don't know exactly what happened, but it feels like as soon as Columbia realized what was happening, they shut it down because there was, for a while after that, there was Margarita Maggie's over there in Dobbins Center, and on Wednesday nights, if I remember correctly, was hip hop night, and it would get, Columbia could get real black real quick, and that's why they were like shut this. This is not what we did. This is not what we did this for.
So
that's not. Yeah, that's Silver Shadows. Because as soon as I was like, ooh, this is about to be hot, it was gone.
It was not.
And Margarita Maggie's was the same thing. Ooh, this is about to be my spot. Gone.
Nope.
And yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Yeah, that's wild. Columbia get
Baltimore
black
sound like
quick.
Trenton, man. It's like I have great memories of this Capitol skating rink. Like that's where they brought all the concerts. Everybody went to party, but every time it was always a fight. It was always wilding out, a shootout, and it was going. Big up to ZZ Lion Dad, $5 jelly beans.
They blamed Baltimore kids for shooting up the skating rink out here at Oakland Mills once when I was a kid.
Oh,
that was our spot. The skating rink. What?
And I remember, man, I went one night. I got clowned so bad too, man. I thought I was wearing this fly ass sweatsuit, and I rolled by these girls, and this girl said, I'll never forget it either. She said, "It looks like he's wearing his pajamas."
Oh!
I said, damn. And I had like another 2 hours or so before my mother was coming back to get me. I was like, damn. Oh my God. It was just.
He had on some Van Grack or something like that, yo.
I don't even remember what it was. I just remember I thought I was doing it. I thought I was like, this is it. And I was skating by, and I heard her say, he's in his pajamas. I said, oh my God.
And thank God that happened when it did, Jared. And this is why I think everybody needs to take their social media away from the children, right? Because had that been today, she would have took a video of your ass and put some sparkles around the shit.
Some music.
Yes.
and put you up on TikTok, and you would have
Yes.
been viral, and then you'd have been in the house crying for a week, can't go to
Yep.
school, can't check your phone
That's
notifications
a good point.
because motherfuckers is tagging you from around the world. Like, I know that nigga, that's Jared Ball in them pajamas in the
Taking
skating ring.
opioids, you would have been done,
Oh
son.
Jesus, god damn, ear doctor, how?
Damn, he went hard with it. He went.
I mean, ain't
You
that the
know.
reality of what happens to a lot of these kids? I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good
it
time.
was.
I mean,
It
when they don't
was.
hit the bottle first, they go right to the opioids. Like,
I mean,
Jesus.
you can get to the opioids.
But that
they're
is a
right
good
there in the
point.
Cabinet.
It was just a couple hours of humility, and then maybe took a day or two to get over it, and then I could move on.
Right?
But
kids today, they get bullied all the time.
Yeah,
They
that's
wake up
real.
getting bullied. They go to bed getting bullied. Like, I don't see how y'all let y'all kids have cell phones and social media. I'm talking to all y'all parents.
yeah, no, we. Mm-mm.
And see, I mean, the balls was on the right track. You know
They
what I mean?
just got a phone. Like they were joked. Like all their
I
friends
bet.
joked them.
Hard,
The
right?
last ones without a phone. Can I borrow your phone to text my father? Can I borrow your? Like, yeah, but this is exactly why.
Yes.
I remember I had my pleather bomber, man. I just knew I was coming out the house. It was like a teal pleather bomber with the white fur on it. I was like, oh, it came out looking so hard. My people was like, you don't get that plastic and leather whipped together shit out of here.
And again, I kind of like, the fact that quote unquote vegan leather and pleather is kind of in, because when we was young, you got caught walking that pleather shit, someone's gonna call you.
Somebody was gonna say something. Yeah, pleather was
that
not.
pleather
They put it in rhymes. I can't even. People like rhymed about pleather. Like yeah. But that is the worst, man. Like you think you do it. Like it's not even a day where you're like, man, I'm just throwing something on, so I'm late for the bus. It's like the day you like, I'm doing it in the mirror. Like yes.
You lay this shit out the night before, and you like,
Yes.
kill these.
Can't wait. Step outside. You don't even make it to the bus stop. What the fuck are you wearing? What the hell is that? What is
And that's
that?
your day, and that's your day just getting started, right?
That's
You're getting clowned on the bus ride to school. You ain't even you haven't even arrived at school yet, and for everybody else to get their jokes off. And then there's lunch.
Try to run in your locker and put it in your locker and shit so nobody can see it.
Trying to see if you got any extra shirts in your gym locker. Man, maybe I got something else I can throw on real quick. Man,
the
listen.
good old times.
It was terrible.
I would take 20th century bullying over 21st century cyberbullying
You're right about
all
that.
the time. Like, I feel terrible for the kids. And we are hastening like a mental health crisis amongst these young people. And they're telling us, you know what I'm saying? That all the studies said that young women especially experience higher instances of body dysmorphia, insecurity, anxiety and stress from scrolling on their phone, scrolling Instagram, scrolling, this one, that one. And yet, what's a lot of kids, a lot of teenagers getting in their stockings for this holiday? Probably a phone. You know what I mean? So we can't be like, why are the kids like this? They're telling us. You know what I'm saying? They're telling us, but because we need to acquiesce, because in some instances we are teaching our kids that they need to keep up with the Joneses, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can't look at the children's behavior and shrug our shoulders and act like we in confusion. We know because we did it.
All the social media creators, platforms, technology creators, almost all of them say we don't let our children use it.
Yes.
They don't recommend it. All the Facebook study, Facebook did its own study of Instagram and was like black and brown teenagers girls are getting it the worst. And then their response was just to adjust their marketing. I mean, that was like, it's like, so you're right. You're right. We have nothing to say.
My son, he's 18 now, and he's never been on Instagram or Facebook and stuff. Yeah, and I pretty much told him, I was like, if you're going to get on there and make it your business, like you do drawings and stuff like that, sell shirts or whatever, use it for that. But
he listened to you.
Yeah.
Wow. And he didn't have an interest in it. I mean, apparently, I'm just curious. Like,
nah, he didn't. He's not into, they call my son old man because he listens to jazz, he listens to old school hip hop. He doesn't do what they do.
He sounds like the coolest kid in the motherfucking class.
He is.
Sound like his mother's putting in work.
My daughter neither. My daughter, she's 14. She's not on either social media. Has no care of it. She just asked me, could she get a nose ring? I said, yes, it's a responsibility. You got to keep your face and your nose clean, and you don't want to. That's your face, so you don't want to mess it up. So as long as you do your ritual and your regiment to cleaning your face, it's all good with me.
Oh man,
good dad out here.
Mama Ball don't play that.
What?
The girls got at like damn near at birth. They got the 2 earring holes, and that's it. And then it's the rules of no tattoos, no other piercing. She was like, you can't do none of that ever. She's like, I don't even give you permission as an adult, but you definitely can't do it now. She was like, I gave you a perfect body. Everything is perfect. Don't mess it up. And I just sit next to her.
No.
Listen to your mother.
What she said.
What she said.
This is the last Remix Warner show of the year, y'all. And
2023. We're almost there.
Man,
20 minutes.
Story, but that's okay.
No, we got time for it.
We got
I don't know.
time.
Ear Doctor's pushing us out the door. I
was getting somewhere.
My bad.
My bad. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
So also it will be the last Sundays of the year, and I will be doing a little Michael MJ mix. So make sure y'all come this Sunday and get a little MJ in your life.
Shamon.
Did you all ever see him live? My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
My first concert was Michael Jackson, the Bad Tour at the Capitol Center. At the Capitol Center, Jared.
Wow. Right on. I'm sure that was fire.
I can still see it in my head. You know, I was 9. I can still see it in my head. Sheryl Crow was actually on that tour, not as an artist, but as one of his backup singers. One of his backup singers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember what
okay.
song she sang with him. I don't think it was "I Can't Stop Loving You," but maybe it was. But anyway, yes, I've seen Michael Jackson. He is as advertised. Amazing.
Okay.
Right on.
Also, before I get out of here, so I can get out here and get you your story, and then I'll come back and do a mix. But Kwanzaa, have y'all ever been? How was y'all introduced to Kwanzaa? Now, I was really introduced like 15 years ago. I was in a Kwanzaa play, and I did a Kwanzaa album. And I did a Kwanzaa rap. Want to hear it?
Yes.
Here we go.
The name's Unaka, I deal with the Guzu Saba, the 7 social and spiritual principles of Kwanzaa. The first word we honor is Umoja, that's unity. The language that I speak, East African, Swahili. But really, it's about race, family, community. Coming as one, living in harmony. Kuji Chagalia, self-embracing. But the meaning of the word is self-determination. That's like facing the mirror, defining who you really are. And speaking your mind, cause you what? A superstar. Ujima, collective work, responsibility. We gotta build our community, leave a legacy. Your problem is mine, that's how it gotta be. Ain't no me, it's we. So let's cooperate and get money. That's Ujama. If we support each other, then we'll never have hunger. Nia, that mean purpose. Having a reason to exist, knowing what your worth is. Ka'uma's creativity, making what you can with what you got, beautifying your community. Imani, the 7 principle mean faith in your people in the struggle, cause victory is great. So let's make 7 days go year long. Put truth into action and we can't go wrong. This is a Kwanzaa song, I sing along. Yeah, this is a Kwanzaa song, I sing along.
Hey, Ear Doctor.
Song to sing along. Yeah.
I thought you was joking. I thought you was about to play something silly. That was dope. Yeah. Look at you with the 7 Kwanzaa commandments.
Hey, 7 Kwanzaa.
That was hot.
You have a very good delivery. I like your voice. I really like your voice rapping.
That was 15 something years ago, man. So we got to do a whole play in front of people. I got on stage and performed my little rap with a band and everything. It was fun. So
I remember being introduced to Kwanzaa kind of early, but I can't remember what was the vehicle. Like I can't remember, was it church or I don't think it was school. I don't think we was learning about Kwanzaa in Hoko schools as of yet. But no, I remember being introduced to Kwanzaa as a young person, as a little girl.
I want to my original crew as a kid included 2 Nigerian neighbors, and I want to say that they had started, and I was introduced, but then never. But I honestly don't remember. I might be wrong about that. I honestly don't remember when I don't remember not ever knowing. But it was definitely not taught in schools. We didn't get. It wasn't part of the hey, happy holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. It was none of that. It was, but somewhere it was just in the sort of in the atmosphere. But I also admit a bias. You know, being a John Henrik Clarkian for a while, I had developed probably an overdone bias against Karenga.
Oh yeah.
And turned away. Like I consciously turned away from wanting to appreciate Kwanzaa at some point in my early 20s. But so
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there it is. There it is. Like I said, I just learned it from doing that, and ever since then, I knew the family that always had Kwanzaa celebration get-togethers. So we go over the house, have conversation, food, drinks, and everything. People will perform. So it was like, this shit is kind of cool. You know what I mean?
It was kind of cool. The only thing is, I think as a little girl, I was under the expectation maybe that Kwanzaa was kind of like, Black Hanukkah. So I was kind of pushing the family.
Candles.
Like isn't this the Negro menorah? No,
the Kenara.
Kenara, right. So, but Black. So your Jewish classmates for Hanukkah, they got presents every night of Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen for Kwanzaa.
Actually, you make your gifts. You make.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Well, but technically, at least as a kid, I remember being disappointed because I thought the same thing. And I said, I was like, word? I was like, so I'm supposed to get something every night, Ma? And she was quick to say, first of all, stop.
Nah.
Second, because she was always like, this is all bullshit anyway. That was her language. She was like, this is all bullshit. But then she would say, what she would remind was, it's not meant to be like gifts. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's why they have the dreidel song and stuff like that. It's like, it was originally meant for coming out of people in poor situations to make something to give to somebody. It's not meant to be. And I'm over there as a kid already like, where I'm gonna get an Atari tonight. I'm gonna get a Commodore 64 tomorrow night.
You gonna get a macaroni picture of something. That's about it. Macaroni glue and paper.
I thought it was
here's a piece of matzo bread, motherfucker. Now shut up.
7 nights of Toys R Us in a row. Like, yes.
I was like, I'm gonna be
Toys R Us every night.
Man, I do. I owe my bad to Jews, man. I apologize to my mother's people, man. I have totally disrespected the religion. I have looked to abuse and take advantage of it and never totally misunderstood. I was like, I'm here for the gifts. I'm here for the money, and it never worked out. So I think that was, the karmic response. The universe was like, nah.
Jared, I still think you should go to the nursing home and inform your mother about Kissinger's passing. I have a feeling she will have a moment of lucidity and then smile. And then she will be joyful.
You know what? I'll give it a shot. It's worth a shot. I'll say that. It's worth a shot. But it's weird. The way Alzheimer's has hit my mother, it has cured her of any of her depression or anger or hostility. She's the happiest I've ever seen her in my life.
Wow.
And it's weird. She doesn't. So it's like I almost feel like if I bring up Kissinger, she'd be like, if she remembers him at all, it'd probably be some. I don't know. I'll be disappointed by the lack of fury. It is weird how this disease. It's terribly destructive, but it's weird how it hits people differently. And in this case, it's like she don't remember much, but she's happy as hell. It's like, because I know some people go the other way, get violent and hostile and all that.
Yeah, they get real mean. I had a family member who didn't have Alzheimer's, but had a serious stroke. But prior to the stroke, they were kind of a mean and ornery person. And after they recovered from this stroke, 180. Like, and not on some grateful, I'm so happy to be alive. No, they forgot that they was a mean son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, they forgot they was a dickhead and then turned into this really, really nice person.
And then they wonder, why are you being so mean to me? Because I remember you back then, motherfucker.
Yo, big up to Zinzabel sending a $10. Word has it that Karenga stole the ideal from Sisters in the Org, and I believe that too, because that's the whole thing. A lot of people are like, I'm not going to celebrate because Karenga. I was like, you realize the whole organization put this together and he just put his name on it. It's like you can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. I always want to.
I'm not familiar with that story actually, so I don't know that. But and to the extent that you're right, maybe. But you got to remember, he also promotes it as his singular creation, so it's very much attached. Wow. He will quickly remind you, like, and again, in my multiple hour off the record conversation with him years ago about Dr. Clark, and he said, "You cannot tape it because I have nothing good to say about the man."
Wow.
But he that was his key. He kept going back to the key difference between him and Clark. One, to be fair, he reads Medu Neter. Clark never did learn, and I got to give him credit for that. That's an impressive feat to me. But that he's an institution builder. That Karenga, unlike Clark, unlike so many others, is an institution builder. And of course, he leads off with, I created Kwanzaa, and millions of people around the world practice it.
Well, ain't that the misogynistic way?
It may be.
What is it? When guys.
I was going to say could be connected to misogyny or maybe part of the same thread, but that in and of itself, I would probably categorize as something else. But
to use big words when I'm around y'all sometimes.
I don't know why. You don't need to use them around me, Jody.
Big up, brother.
Thank you,
Wassalamu
big brother
alaikum to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, given what I said about Karenga, to be perfectly fair, watching his appearance with Sundiata last year or earlier this year, whenever that was it was a strong interview, and I had not really given Karenga, and I had not paid enough attention to his version. So I'm not saying he's entirely right, but I think it was important to hear his version of these histories and what people have been saying about him for a long time. Because I've been definitely hearing what Clark has said. Mama Marimba Ani is not a fan. You know, there's a number of critics out there who have been important thinkers for me. So it was good to hear, and I'm glad that this platform exists and that Sundiata was there to invite him on and let him be heard. But
big up to Mama Marimba Ani. We end every Black Man's Lab with the chant, "I am a link in this chain and will not be broken," which was a very hard statement. And big up to Sister Marimba Ani.
Word.
All right.
I hear you, Zenzi. I'd have rather heard the version from the sisters around Karenga back then. And if I have read a few of accounts, but I have never heard anyone of those women speak up directly. And if any of them are still around or people want to share their story, please put us in touch. The accounts that I've read are disturbing, to say the least. But I can't say that. But there seems to be still enough speculation around how accurate those accounts are. But I mean, it's been enough to keep me from really embracing Kwanzaa. I mean, that, to be honest, the stuff around, to be fair, to be honest, like I appreciate that it does good things for people and people put good use to it. But I have had a struggle with it, given some of these stories and accounts I've heard and read about. Anyway, but I don't mean to speak about it with authority. But I hear you, Zenzi. I get it.
It's funny because we talk about that when it comes to certain songs. It's like it's one person, like, let's just say, I know everybody hates the guy, R. Kelly, has a song, but we don't realize is different producers, arrangers, writers, different other people that help make this, but yet the front man is that person. And as soon as the front man fucks up, the whole thing is thrown out. You know what I mean? No. Okay.
No. I hear what you're saying. I don't know if R. Kelly was the right example for that, just because he wrote and produced so much of his own.
Okay, let's
stuff,
say
right?
Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show. It was a whole bunch of other actors, writers, directors, producers that put this show together. But since he was the front man, just like Fat Albert, great fucking show for kids. Yeah. But now it's like, because of him, we don't want to fuck with it.
I admit there are certain levels of behavior that cross the line for me, and admittedly some that don't. I mean, for instance, what I've heard and read and understood about James Brown hasn't risen to the level to make me stop listening to him. So I'm acknowledging that there's a contradiction there, but R. Kelly has. Like I've said before, I've stopped events where my children's were like, you can't play this here. But I wouldn't have done that for James Brown's music. So there is a line. There's for me. There's levels. I don't know, but I don't know, and I don't know exactly where. Marvin Gaye. What did? What was Marvin accused of?
Of hitting his the young woman, the young girl he had married.
Tammy Terrell?
No, not Tammy Terrell. His wife, like his wife. But he married the 17-year-old, or she was 17 when they met. Anyway, I went down a bit of a Russell Simmons rabbit hole yesterday after the channel posted a clip of Kalanji's interview with Drew Dixon. And I had only heard snatches of when, his ex-wife Kimora Lee and her daughters had got online. Because I can't be paying attention to all the shit. But I did go back and watch the videos, y'all. Whew. Kimora said that she was 15 when Russell started fucking with her. And he was 34. 34. She said she was a sophomore in high school. And he was 34 years old. And this was in the 90s. This wasn't back in the 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? This was 1990, whatever the fuck it was. These niggas ain't shit out here talking, ain't shit.
How did that work though? Was she sneaking? Were her parents somehow complicit? And did they know about?
Excellent question. These are excellent questions. I mean, she was a model. She was already a working model. Where's Kimora from, y'all? I think she's from St. Louis area, if I'm not mistaken.
She like Korea,
honestly, don't know.
No, Kimora.
Well, not her heritage.
I mean, but if we go to the heritage, didn't that what they did? They will offer their daughters up to older people that had.
Man, come on, man. What culture does that? Am I going
back too far?
I don't even know how accurate that is. I don't co-sign. I'm not.
What peoples didn't offer up their daughters for
right? But so why are we highlighting the Koreans or whoever Kimora's heritage?
I was just going off it.
I'm just for the record. I'm not co-signing any of that. I don't know. So I'm just leaving. I don't want to be associated with Ear Doctor's recitation
if that's
of
the
history.
case, look at Black Americans. Somebody would say that R. Kelly's, victims' parents offered them up to him. You know what I'm saying? As teenagers, so we can't pinpoint that on one specific culture. Okay. Girls is currency out here. Okay.
I'll rewind.
Because Russell in the 90s is already world famous. So I'm thinking if a world famous record producer rolls up in my driveway looking to take my 15-year-old daughter anywhere, I just, the levels of violence would be inappropriate for YouTube. Like it would, I can't imagine. I just think his security or his boys or his entourage would just have to, it would be a bad day for me probably, but it would something, I just can't imagine. What does that look like?
I can tell you what it looks like. It looks like when Ike Turner showed up at Tina Turner mama house.
Oh man.
And said, Miss Bullock, your daughter's got a good singing voice out here. We're going to take her on the road. We're going to make her a star. I'm sure that it was some spiel like that Russell was kicking the Kimora's parents. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just speculating. But, your daughter has a very promising modeling career. I'm going to give her a big contract with my clothing line, but she has to come to New York with me to go meet some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and parents, I mean, not all parents, not everybody is going hard like the balls out here. But, I mean, let's keep it a buck. Not all daughters are valued. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time, the value of a daughter was that she would eventually leave your house with her husband. You know what I'm saying? And have children. Like that was her means of living. That was her whole raison d'etre, right?
Yeah. Danny Glover, Color Purple. He rolled up and said, "Yo, I want them two girls right there. Let me have that."
Can we not have Spielberg's rendition of blackness be
I'm
the
just
example
saying,
we use? Can we please?
He was like, "I need kids and somebody help me take care of this house."
I mean, okay, you make that Kim, you make a good point. But
we hated Danny. You're right. I mean, lives.
No. To be fair, you're right. You're obviously it happens. You're right. I'm Kim. I just am not.
Because Jared, you value your daughters. They are not property to you. Like success for your daughters is not when you hand them off to their husbands. You know what I'm saying? Like success is your daughters.
That's the end.
is the end, right? Like your success for your daughters is for them to be fully realized, actualized, autonomous people, to be able to pursue their dreams and whims to whatever extent they want. Not that they become somebody's wife or, I mean, if that happens, cool, but that's not why that's not why you put them on the planet, right? Like,
speaking of, y'all going to go see the new Color Purple?
Hell no.
No, hell no.
No.
Hell no.
I can't even believe that they doing it. Like, it's so weird because Oprah is a creative. Like, I'm shocked that Oprah would want to repackage and rehash something that is classic. Whatever you think about Color Purple, you know what I mean? It is a classic something in the lexicon of Black American whatever. But I mean, why not make something new? Why not cast these people in a new project?
Slave movie.
It's recycled IP. Even if we want to give her the best benefit of the doubt, and to your point, she's a creative. I could see her going to whoever the green lighters are repeatedly with ideas and them telling her, why don't we redo, what was already a hit? I mean, that's what everybody's doing nowadays across the board.
For the next generation.
Awful.
Because,
and it is awful.
I mean, y'all, what if they remade Cooley High? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why would anybody do that? Go fucking watch Cooley High. Go watch the original.
They was
like,
about to redo Juice and put Soulja Boy in it.
Stop it. Like, I'm tired of
Are you serious?
ruining shit. Look what they did to How High. Don't even get me started on what the fuck they did to How High, dog. I'm really about to spit fire about that. Like, I can't stand this lack of creativity, this laziness.
Wait, what happened? What do you?
They had Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly redo How High and
minus Redman and Method Man. Yeah. And I think Nene Leakes was in the shit. And it's like, I wish I would have left How High the fuck alone. I wish I would have left a lot of shit the fuck alone.
But that's really, I think that's really where we are right now. You're right. I mean, it's recycling IP. They don't have this. Let's create. I even have seen a couple movie analyses on YouTube that have made the interesting point that this is why we don't even see movies that were once upon. Like, we don't see even. What was the example? The Tom Cruise "Give Me the Money, Show Me the Money" movie. Like, we don't see movies like that anymore. They don't make adult. And they went through these hits that in the 90s, like all these monster hits that made all kinds of money, like Titanic, and they were, whatever we think of them as films, they were scripted, new, original story. Jerry Maguire, thank you. They were, they weren't recycled IP. They weren't, let's redo another Captain America. Let's redo another, and that has been lost. And everything now is they're trying to recapture like that first Marvel Avengers hit or whatever. And and everything is, we'll do a new. That's why at 1 o'clock, when we talk about this Andor thing, it's a remarkable break. Despite being part of the Star Wars universe, it's a remarkable break from what Star Wars is. And that's why I think those of us gathering today at 1 think it's so interesting and different. But because despite it being part of a recycled intellectual property, it's done something very different, and why a lot of Star Wars fans didn't like it, which I think is, again, why I did like it. But anyway, so I think that's a major problem you pointed to. Let's just, I didn't even know they did that. Let's just take 2 new rappers and put them in. Yeah, you can't, I mean, wow. But that's why we got Coming to America 2.
Oh my God.
That's why we got
that too.
They could have.
They
could have. They could have got, that's why we're getting
Beverly Hills
everything.
Cop 4.
Oh yeah, that's
exactly. Wow.
But I'm less mad at that because obviously they had already done 3 movies, right? So it's not like, they rebooting this. Oh, that's right, they did Bad Boys, but yeah. So I'm cool with Beverly Hills Cop 4. I don't care about that.
Keontae, we appreciate that. No, I appreciate the support, but come through at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, Andor is different, but not a break from what Star Wars really is. I totally disagree, but I'm gonna let the experts deal with you later, Keontae. Just come back. Make sure you come back around.
Word.
1 o'clock.
Listen, we overtime, y'all. We it's
Aw,
10.
That's okay.
10,
I'm gonna hold that score for my show on Friday.
All right. Well, listen, y'all. It's been a great year. I
That's a
appreciate
good tease.
each and
That's
every
a pretty good tease right there.
each
No,
and
sorry
every
about
one
that,
of
dear
y'all.
doctor.
No.
No, you're right. Sorry. Let me stop stepping over your nice kindness. Go ahead.
No. I appreciate all my brothers and sisters here on the screen for being consistent. You know what I
All
mean?
2 of us, yes.
Yeah. And all the other ones that's not on the screen, we talk about Ricky Ryan, we talk about Kamal K. Franklin, we talk about Lucretia, we talk about Erica, we talk about Jackie, we talk about Kalanji, we talk about the
Recover
whole
well,
team
Jackie.
that came here to bring y'all this Remix Morning Show and has been consistent. That is the one thing that a lot of people have to understand. Consistency is very important, and we've been here for y'all, and y'all been here for us. Thank y'all very much. We're going to get it together, make our show much tighter, brighter, and out of sighter. Next year, we will be back stronger than ever.
Are we counting the episodes, by the way? I'm curious what numerical episode we are on in terms of new show. You know, I mean, I know we've done some rewinds, etc., but you know, by and large, I mean, we got to be in the hundreds. Would y'all say?
It's got to be. It's got to be. But we haven't been counting. We gotta.
I mean,
yeah,
think it's 3 shows a week. And there's how many weeks in a year? 52?
52. But maybe we do 50, 49 weeks altogether.
It's been almost 3 years, so the math is almost like 150 or more.
Wow.
It's probably closer to 400. Yeah.
How'd y'all go from 150 to 400? But that's okay.
Well, no, because 150 a year.
A year.
A year. Okay. I'm sorry.
So I was thinking 3 years at 150 minus a couple here or there. You know, again, I did have to repeat geometry in 10th grade. But
That was good.
Algebra 1 and Algebra 2.
Believe me, they just passed me them joints. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, listen, I could add, subtract, multiply, divide like a motherfucker. I don't care about no algebra or geometry.
Right.
Sorry.
So I guess we can end it off. Kim, what is Remix meant for you for this year?
Wow. Remix, I mean, it's something that I look forward to. Like I set an alarm. I wake up early to come be on the
Even
show.
when I text you in the morning, like where you
Even when you text me in the morning, you know, but it's something I really enjoy because I like y'all. And trust me, I don't be nowhere where I don't like the people. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that shit, but I like y'all. Like I like each and every single one of y'all, even some of y'all funky ass niggas in the chat. I like some of y'all too. It's like shout out to all the real ones in the chat. Y'all know who y'all are, and the funky ass niggas in the chat. Y'all know who y'all are too. So anyway, but I like the fact that we get a mix here. Like we're all not the same. Like we all are very different, even in our similar mindedness and where we stand on certain issues. But I think that we are a good representative, I think, of Black people in this country. Kinda, even though we're all East Coasters by and large, but we're working on that. But you guys understand what I'm saying. We all kind of bring different perspectives, different avenues of knowledge, senses of humor. You know what I mean? I love that everybody here cusses. That's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? I can't be around no prudes out this bitch. I don't like respectability niggas. Ain't nobody on this platform a respectability nigga, and I love that. Like love that so much. So I'm Air Doctor. I really think that you are the engine of this show.
Definitely.
You know, you keep us tight. You know, you crack the whip. Nobody likes that, but but it's necessary, right? You got to get the best out of the people. Sometimes you got to crack the whip on the people. But you are an extremely gifted DJ. Your musical acumen, your technical DJ skills, your knowledge and execution of broadcasting. Like I fucks with you, dog. Like you know what you doing out here, and you keeping us sounding good, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, everything. So thank you, Air Doctor, specifically for what you contribute to this morning show, and your level of execution and professionalism is part of the reason why the show is, in my opinion, as good as it is. So thank you for you, Naka.
Appreciate you. Love that. Love you. What about you?
Oh, love you too.
Well, like I often say in my own house, what she said is right. That's right. And no, I really do. I said from the beginning, having a morning show, being part of a morning show has always been kind of a fantasy. And I love what we put together here. And when I'm not on, I watch. even when I'm not even not live, I'll go back and watch. And when I compare it, when I peek in on other morning shows around the world, I'm not mad at what we're doing. I'm just not mad at what we're doing. And to Kim's point, I think the eclectic mix we put together here is fantastic on the platform and on the morning show, and it's great. And mornings when I'm not coming on, I'm kind of fiending. I'm like I'm missing it. Like next week is going to be weird, you know. But anyway, so I think it's great, man. Shout out to everybody. Erica often in the background as well with the stories and all the remixers. Appreciate everybody. It's been another great year. Looking forward to many more.
Yes.
See you in 24.
24.
And we out of this bitch. Peace, people.
Peace,
Remix
everybody.
Morning Show.
Take us the fuck out of here, Air Doctor.
It's the Remix Show. It's time to go. And I'ma hit y'all with that old school flow. Act like you ain't know. We got Dr. Ball, and that ain't all. We got Kim Brown, and she lays it down. We got the Ear Doc, and we got this on rock. We gon' rock this till the spot is no longer here. And yeah, we out of this atmosphere. Now let's go. Peace, y'all.